Hi guys. Okay, so this is another video that's different from anything I've made on the channel so far. Actually, this is for a game that I really love. It's called Vanquish, and it's a game that I actually reviewed this. I reviewed this game when I first started this channel. It was my first like video ever. It was like I don't know why. I think I played it at some point, and I was like, let me go ahead and see what it's. Let me talk about it. So I thought that I'd bring this game back and do a discussion on more like more like a sort of tutorial about it. I mean, there's already a tutorial in the game, but who wants to watch that? We can just watch me play it. But a lot of this is a game that that is not many people talk about, unfortunately. But I think it's a game that needs to be appreciated for what it was trying to move forward. So yeah, like I said, I really hold this game to high esteem, and I hold it to high value. So I'm gonna turn the headphones down a bit. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of give you a rundown about how to play this game, because I think a lot of people, the first time I played this game, the first time I explored it, I had really no idea. And this is a lot of what Platinum Games' titles are like. Like when you first start playing them, the mechanics may come off intimidating, and as you're going through the game, you're not going to fully grasp and understand what the mechanics are. And Vanquish is no different, especially since this is a genre. This is the third person shooter genre, and this was a genre that was pretty repetitive and, like having the whole cover shooter thing, like Resident Evil 4, the same developer actually that did Resident Evil 4. I think he developed this game. I got to check my facts on that. But this he pretty much took the third person mechanic that he revolutionized with Resident Evil 4 and moved it even forward. But yet this is a game that nobody talks about, and when they do, everybody kind of says, "Oh, I remember that game." But yeah, Vanquish is probably one of the most underrated games I think has ever existed. That's no hyperbole. So I'm just gonna give a rundown about how to play this game, and I'm gonna give a rundown about what the mechanics are. I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible. I haven't played this game in a while, but a lot of the mechanics of this game are already in my head. I remember so much about this game already. I've played it so much that I remember a lot of what this game actually is. So I'm just gonna go into detail about it. I'm gonna do the best I can to explain exactly what this game is trying to get you to do. I'm gonna explain what this game how this game wants you to play it is what makes sense. Is what I'm trying to say. So one of the first things you need to do, one of the first things you understand about playing this game is not just about being undercover. You will be punished for covering. And this is how I first started. This is how I started playing the game. I started playing the game by emphasizing cover, because I've played a lot of cover-based shooters. Like Gears of War was another game that I've played before. And you don't want to keep staying undercover. You want to be about as active as you want to be about as proactive as possible, because it does kind of come off intimidating. You know, and you want to you don't want to be dependent. Oh shoot, I'm messing up. I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't want to be dependent on cover. But that was a really bad that was a bad example. But these AI soldiers suck. So for example, you have your boost, and one of the first things you want to do is you want to make sure that you're using your boost. You want to make sure your boost is a primary thing of mobility. Because obviously there's no sprinting. I'm not gonna let that guy live. I'm sorry, he sucks. But you want to move forward as much as possible. I'm gonna grab me a laser cannon. But yeah, this game is all about mobility. It's all about being active during the battlefield. Wow, this is embarrassing. But it's all about being active during the battlefield. It's about making sure that you're constantly moving. You don't want to move too much, but you want to be smart and tactical about how you move. And oh yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to say that this game is tough. Um, this game is very hard. Even on normal is hard. So as you can see, I'm sort of being active. Your boost is very important, and then you have your oh shoot, what's it called? Your suit. Your suit can cause you to, I don't remember the name of it. Like I said, I haven't played this game in a while, so sorry, I don't remember the name exactly. But this is what you want to use tactically. You don't want to constantly use it because you have a limit bar, and how you use it is how you determine having control over the battlefield. So as you can see, I'm moving up. I'm being very smart with how I use it. I'm only using cover if it's. I'm using cover if I absolutely have to, and I would say use cover sparingly, but also be careful with how you decide to position yourself during cover. I would say be careful with how you choose to engage with enemies because the enemies are actually smarter than the AI in my opinion. But yeah, this game a lot of times this game is definitely more tactical than people give it credit for. Did I get them all? Yeah. So you want to be extra careful. I think this is a good example of what I'm trying to say. Is that you can use cover sometimes, but it's not always going to matter. But you want to use your things very smartly because it does actually help you maintain targets, and it does actually help you get a good angle on where you want to position yourself when you're aiming at when you're hitting the enemy. So let's see. I think the best example is, as you saw, I used it. I didn't use it too often. I didn't go overkill on it, but I used it just enough so I can get a good zone in on the enemy. Let's see my results. No deaths. Total core 1700 mission time. And the one thing about platinum games too is that they usually just constantly rank you. And sometimes people take that personally. Like there are players that say that platinum games makes them feel like they suck at games. I don't think so. I think it means that what you have now is what will help you get better at the game. Another thing about this game is that it's very cheesy. I like how cheesy this game is. It does take itself seriously. It's a game that's like I'm just trying to. The game is just trying to exist to be awesome. But yeah, I think this is another good example. But yeah, the enemies in this game they don't play. You have to be very careful. You can do stuff like this, jump over cover and fire back, and it's really just about you know realizing when to use your boost, when to use your AR, because that's what it is, an AR. You want to use your AR sparingly, and this opening actually really does a good job at communicating how to use it. You know, like as you can see, a lot of times you wanna use it about as sparingly and as frequently as you get behind cover. It really is. It's not a crutch. Using it as a crutch will get you killed. Oh shoot! Who's shooting at me? Oh, this guy. But yeah, using it as a crutch is what will get you killed. It comes in clutch, but you don't want to crutch it. You want to be extra smart about how you use it. Getting behind cover is definitely good. The best time you should really go behind cover is when you either are overheating or you're overwhelmed. But you can go all out, if you want to. And it's really there's so much layers to how you can strategize and how you can go about this game. This game is very layered, more layered than people give it credit for. But if you want to, as you can see, and a lot of times this game isn't perfect. This game definitely has flaws. One of the biggest flaws is that the AI in this game, like your AI partners, are just they're trash in my opinion. They will die like more times than you could think, and I think that might be just another way to prompt you to be active on the battlefield instead of staying behind cover, because you do get points for like assisting. And another thing I like about this game is that even though this game does have third-person shooter tropes, the game doesn't depend on it. It just sort of incorporates those tropes without actually emphasizing them so much, and then turning into just another third-person shooter. This game is unlike any other. This game is unlike any other third-person shooter I've ever played. Alright, I didn't even use this thing yet. But yeah, it really, and the one thing I like is that you can definitely limit to how far or close you go. And a lot of times, one thing I noticed too about this game is that one thing I noticed about this game too that made me appreciate it more is that a lot of times the more you play this game, the more the more of a reflex it'll be more reflexive, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of times you'll just have reflexive reactions to certain situations. You know, you won't have to think too much about it. You know, because the more you experience the game, the more you explore. You know what your limits are, or what your limits aren't. You'll find that middle ground of your where your reflex will play in a lot. Um, but yeah, see, like you don't want to stay too much behind cover. You will get punished for being behind cover. You'll get flanked like no problem. Now it does also seem like once you get out of cover, but then once again, it's like much like any other third-person shooter game. You got to be smart about where you choose to cover. But at the same time, you got to be smart about when to not, put so much emphasis on cover. So I can't reach this guy because he's hiding behind like a pussy. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, a lot of times the game really helps you explore how to time your AR too. Oh yeah, weapons too. I think that my favorite weapon in this game is definitely the default weapon. The accuracy on this thing is ridiculous, especially for using the AR. I can get a lot of good headshots doing this. Um, as you can see, it's really the accuracy on this thing is amazing for any situation. It's just not that strong until you upgrade it. These bigger enemy types, you can do stuff like this, and then you can. So yeah, you want to knock them back because they are relatively dangerous. Oh crap! Oh yeah, see, as I said, yeah, like I said, this game is tough. This is even on normal mode, this game is no freaking joke. I've had a hard time playing it. I'm playing this on my Xbox Series because I tried capturing it on my PC and I don't know how to do it still. I'll look it up, but I didn't have time for that. But that's another way. Thank God for that checkpoint. But a lot of this is just going to be me explaining the basics of what to do. I'm not good at explaining this, but the weapon wise, you can have your certain variations of weapons. You got your this laser cannon I've never used. But this game has a really high skill ceiling. Um, super high skill ceiling if you ask me. Oh shoot. Dang. Yeah, and these enemy types don't play either. A lot of times it's not you don't even have a health bar in this game. You really just have the suit's limitations. If you look up down at the bottom right, that's technically your health bar. That green line at the bottom is definitely more of a how much you overuse the suit. If you overuse the suit too much, you're gonna die. You know. But yeah, if you hear that overheating, and you hear that sound, then that's a sign that you might have gone overkill on it. I did that by accident. Alright, once I kill this dude, I'm gonna go back with the other guy. Alright. Oh, how did he blank hit me? Oh, wow. That was a really good shot on his end. Oh, man, bro. That was a darn good shot. I might have put this on the wrong difficulty, dude. Alright, I'm gonna laser beam him. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blast him with the heavy cannon. Oh, shoot, it's still going. Oh, yeah, another thing. The laser cannon is pretty much tied to your suit anyway. So if you do use it, just know that it does cost the suit. So you'll be probably doing it more often than not. Okay, we're gonna do this. Alright. He's dead. Alright. So yeah, these enemy types don't play. They don't mess around. You know, you have no real time to breathe. Well, you do have time to breathe, but during the midst of the battle, like any other sort of gunfight, real life, or oh shoot, gunfight. I didn't see him. Whether it be a gunfight, you know, in real life or in a game, you know, you don't during any sort of engagements, you don't have time to breathe. You know, you don't have time to breathe. So that's good. That's interesting too. This game I think is a good accurate representation of like shootouts, where there be a real life shootout. I know that's a weird thing to say. I've never been in an actual combat situation involving guns, but it's really interesting how this game does a good job of replicating the frenetic intensity of gunfights, and it's beautiful. So what I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna actually up to this point I'm gonna explain boss fights too. Um, I'm not gonna go too far into depth about it, but this is gonna be a good example of a boss fight that epitomizes, you know, like strategies for those because it is different than enemy types. But we're gonna take down these guys first because nobody feels like shooting. I think a lot of time the game does reward you for being able to get to these engagements by giving you some space, which I appreciate. I don't know. That's just my interpretation. Oh, you jerk! Who shot it? Who? I don't even know who shot at me right there. I'm just gonna get behind some cover. That's crazy. I don't know what that was, dude. And why is the level up thing all the way down there anyway? That's like what I need. I don't know. So we're gonna wait for the boss fight to come up. I'm gonna do some more shooting real quick, or I'm just gonna edit straight to the boss fight anyway because I forgot how long this was. Okay, never mind. I was just kidding. All right, now this is a boss fight that I was doing wrong the first time. One of the first things you want to do is you don't want to get behind cover too much because he will launch a beam that goes through cover. Don't ask me why Platinum's decided to do that, but yeah, they're technically they're jerks. And I think you really need to understand the speed advantage too, because if you have a higher speed advantage than him, then you shouldn't have to worry too much about going down here in the battlefield. But yeah, use everything tactically. You know, oh shoot, that was a terrible throw. It really does help to pay attention to these legs and pay attention to, you know, like where their weaknesses are. And it really this is a this boss fight is relatively good way to show skill, and it kind of helps you see where your strengths are. And this boss fight is relatively easy because it's more like it's a tutorial boss anyway. Oh shoot. You know, sometimes I like to go. Yeah, I like to go under the leg sometimes. You know, it helps you with evasion. I guess I gotta help these guys. Gosh, these guys suck so badly. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. Man, these dudes suck. But oh shoot. But yeah, once it gets very aggressive, you wanna keep moving. You know, you wanna keep moving around. You wanna stay active and mobile. You wanna pay attention to your everything. Sometimes the game does a bad job at communicating. Sometimes exactly how much of your meter you're actually using. Because if I got a little bit left, why would the game run it out so quickly? You know, why would the game run out my AR meter so fast? That might just be the game saying that once you're at nearly at the end, you pretty much have already used it up. That's just to me that's like doesn't make sense. But it's you know, it's whatever. It's not a perfect game. Not a perfect game. Never said this game is perfect. But it is a questionable design choice. All right. I will not be able to get to him. All right. So yeah, the game punishes you. Oh my gosh, the game punishes you a lot for bad choices. Okay, we got to get around them. All right, so spoiler alert: this is not the first. This is not the only phase of the boss. That's an amazing effect. That's still my favorite part of this whole game is this amazing effect that they do. It's beautiful. So much artistry and creativity in this game. It's wild. Oh my god. All right, so it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Only this time he's more mobile. He's got more. He's got faster strategies. You just, like I said, you just want to be effing careful. You don't want to do what I did just now and stop and run your thing out right in the middle of his legs. You know, you don't want to do that. But he is very dangerous in the second phase. And, yeah, sometimes it's okay to want to just chip away damage. If you don't get fully, if you don't have enough damage right then and there, it's okay to chip away at it. Don't think that you have to rush through this. Be patient. Be cool. Be calm, collective. No. The game gives you enough tools to aim patiently. Like, you just want to be extra careful. Sometimes it helps to kind of stay away from them. I'm only playing this way because I've played this game so many times before. So I'm just kind of like playing the way I usually would play if I was like to play this on a harder difficulty. I'd be very active. One thing I like about this boss fight is too is that when he does stagger, he staggers enough to where you can get it can offer. Oh shoot, the game sort of helps the weakness apparent. You know, you don't have to sit there. It's hard to explain, but it's like you don't have to scramble to look for his weakness. The game sort of hands it to you as a reward for how strategic you are. Oh shoot. Oh, that was a terrible place. Name. Alright, so let's get his arm. I think we can actually aim at his arm this time. Okay. But whew, okay. Oh wow. Dang. Ah. Really? So annoying. Oh, they really made this fight all over again. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this part out. Alright, we're back. Let me try to do this without embarrassing myself. First, I'm gonna grab some more ammo for my heavy machine gun because I didn't realize that I was running my ammo out like an idiot. Now, you can do this. You can get on the turns, but it's not worth it. One, it makes the game a lot boring if you do that. And second, you will get flanked for being stationary too long. So you gotta be extra careful, and I wouldn't do that at all. Yeah, see, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, when this happens, this is pretty much a last-ditch effort to find cover so you can recover. Recover. Find cover so you can recover. Let's see. Alright. Alright, we're going to get back into the field. I'm actually going to use more EMPs on him this time instead of not using EMPs at all. That laser is a one-hit kill. Please be careful with that. Alright, so we're going to stun him a lot. So that, you know, I have only 3 grenades, so I got to be smart with how I want to use my, my things. Ooh, my arm's itching. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah. But the game does a great job at leaving the core target open. I actually appreciate that. You know, you don't have to sit there and scramble to look for it. It's like right there. Once you stagger him, it's like, here you go. Here's a weakness. You did a good job at finding it in time. Alright. That didn't work? Why did that not work? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Alright, we're gonna get here. The camera in this game is not perfect either. Sometimes when you get behind cover, the camera gets locked. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's the same exact thing, But it's just like he's a lot more mobile. You just have to be extra careful with how often you move around. His attacks are very destructive. And this is like half the boss fights. There are boss fights in this game that are undeniably tough. And a lot of times they'll test your skill. The final boss fight is definitely insane. Like, it took me hours to do that one on the hardest difficulty. Alright. I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to have to switch to the assault rifle because I'm running out of ammo. But you see what I'm doing, man. I'm using my AR sparingly. I'm moving around frequently, which is kind of summed up a lot of this game in a nutshell is mobility, but mobility in a smart way. And then you get a quick time event. And the quick time events in this game rock. I love the way they're animated. I love the way they're done. They're beautiful to look at. Oh, it's just so cinematic. It's awesome. And the slow motion just makes it so much better. When he takes the missile, beautiful. Chef's kiss. Mwah, love it. Love it. That's pure awesomeness, man, in a nutshell. Like, come on, man. How can you think that's lame, dude? Like, you'd have to be like you'd have to be a complete idiot to not think that's like not the coolest thing ever. All right, this thing's almost dead, so we're gonna give it some time. A lot of his attacks are so devastating, though. It's kind of frustrating. I do get annoyed when like his attacks run out my AR meter so quickly, even like minor attacks. Oh shoot! Screw that up. Okay. Okay. That was not a good idea. That was dumb. Okay. Alright. I'm about to throw it. Hey, already? Okay. That's what's up. Alright. We did it. We did it. So, yeah. A lot of times, like I said, I'm going to end it here. But, that's pretty much what this game is. A lot of use cover, but don't overemphasize the cover. Be about as mobile as you need to be without overdoing it or underdoing it. You want to find that middle ground between cover, moving quickly, cover, using your AR. You want to use your AR sparingly. If you do need to use the AR in a stationary position, make sure it's at a place where you get a good aim at enemies. And that's pretty much what this game is. And the game will constantly challenge you, and it'll definitely put you in situations where you got to make decisions that won't, like cause you to run out your AR meter or get you killed. That's a lot of what this game is. There's a lot of enemy types too in this game that will definitely challenge you in various ways, and I think that's very important. So yeah, that's the game. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Maybe I'll stream it if y'all want me to. I might just stream it on Twitch or something like that and just play through it. I might play on the hard difficulty because I played it on normal, like a lot of times. So I kind of get the gist of this game anyway. But yeah, that's the video so far. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm doing movie reviews too. I'm going back to doing movie reviews. Updates. I might as well do it now. I just upgraded my PC too, so I have Adobe Premiere and Adobe Premiere 2024, and I'm working on trying to use that. It's actually fairly overwhelming. I don't know, like it's kind of intimidating. I've used a lot of cheap editing software for my videos for like the past 2 years, but this is definitely a bigger animal than what I'm used to, so it's gonna take some time to get used to Adobe. But yeah, this is it. I might play through this and stream it, like I said before. So if you like it, hit the like, sub for more videos, and I will see you later. Peace.